There can be some confusion on when to use knee sleeves or knee wraps. Knee sleeves are easy because you just put them over your knee. If you're looking for some knee protection and full range of motion, knee sleeves might be the better option. Knee wraps are a little more complicated though. They can either help you lift more weight or protect your knee. It depends on which technique you use. I'll be discussing knee wraps specifically because they're not straightforward like knee sleeves. I'll dive in depth on when, how, and why you should use knee wraps. Keep in mind what fitness goals you have so you can use the information relevant to you. When you first start lifting weights, you will not need to use knee wraps at all, unless you already have some sort of knee injury. In that case, you should listen to what your doctor recommends. According to Amanda Wolf, you should go as long as you can for powerlifting, not using knee wraps, until about 6 to 8 weeks before a competition. For bodybuilding, you can wait until you start to feel pain or discomfort in your knees when you're squatting with good form. What's considered heavy enough weight is purely personal. I feel like I have like a smaller bone structure, so I had to start a little earlier. If you're geared more towards powerlifting, you have to start earlier since it can help you lift more weight, obviously. But for bodybuilding, you can go a while without using them. You can use knee sleeves alternatively, or you can just use knee wraps more loosely. Once you need to use knee wraps, you're going to need to know how to use them. The first step is to identify what type of knee wraps you have. Mine actually have Velcro, so they're not allowed in powerlifting competitions. And it also affects how I start the wrap. So if universally you want to be sitting at the edge of a seat, you want your leg straightened out. If you don't have Velcro, you can just start like right away. But since this has Velcro, I'll need to completely unravel it. And once it's unraveled, I'll want to make sure that I have the Velcro like face down on the outside of my body. From here, I'll just take the end of the wrap and I'll put it on the upper part of my calf, just past the pivot point of my leg, and I'll wrap it over my shin a little bit. Then I'll hold down the wrap with my fingers. And from here, this is where you can start choosing how tight you want the wrap to be. The harder you pull, the tighter it'll be. And then you just want to wrap it over your fingers and carefully pull your fingers out. And as long as you keep tension on the wrap, it'll stay together. From here, I like to use my free hand to take the rest of the wrap and bring it on the inside so it doesn't get raveled on my leg. Then I'll switch hands and I'll use my other hand to grab the wrap from the other side. Now, from here, you can, as long as you keep tension, it's not going to fall apart. But each consecutive wrap is going to cover half of the previous wrap, and you'll go pretty far up your leg. And you can choose to have certain parts be tighter than others if you wish, but it'll go pretty far up your leg. Once you get to the end of the wrap, with Velcro, you can just take it and lash it on, and you're ready to go. But if you don't have Velcro, you'll just take the end of the wrap and you'll tuck it under like the previous wrap that you have, just kind of like that, and it'll stay together. This is how Matt Wenning goes about wrapping his legs. He was a world record breaker on squat. Now, depending on how tight you wrap your leg, there's different benefits to reap. You have to be careful with knee wraps because if you make them too tight all the time, then it'll actually cause knee pain and like more knee pain in the long run. But at the same time, the tighter you make them, the more weight you'll be able to lift. This is because the tighter the wrap, the more stored elastic energy it has, similar to a spring or a rubber band. This is why bodybuilders use a light wrap while powerlifters use a heavy wrap. According to Squat University, using a heavy wrap forces you to squat in a more upright position, which can take pressure off of your glutes. Basically, a heavy wrap can prevent the development of certain muscles. It also, since it causes more knee pain and over time, you'll want to use it sparingly and only when you're trying to lift more weight and not when you're trying to build muscle. With a light wrap, you still get full range of motion and knee protection. A heavy wrap can make it impossible for you to even bend your leg on your own, which is not at all the case with a light wrap. A light wrap also doesn't have as much stored elastic energy in it, so it doesn't help you lift more weight besides providing confidence that your knees won't break. Now, let's wrap this up with a conclusion. Knee wraps are a good way to increase your 1 rep max or protect your knees. I went over when, how, and why you should use knee wraps. If you use the proper technique for your desired fitness goals, they become a good tool. There should be less confusion surrounding knee wraps now, which make your gym journey a little easier. Thank you.